women are wicked, yeah. Because there's a saying, what men can do, women can do and do it better.
We fall in love with people we know, we trust, and we like. And so, what would happen that all of a sudden you become my enemy?
And I was on the other hand, we are on the Kamasem said, me may bottom sika and the war by the way you Dampaso come and Minian come and nine or bar soft.
Welcome to Tables with Fee. Around this table, we talk about people, purpose, and the impact that we make together. So pull up a chair, sit down, enjoy this conversation, and say something in the comment section. Hey, you can imagine. I mean, so let's come back to this issue. I mean, like I said, I went through broken hearts and I never want to go through. I mean, I will never go through a broken heart again because I'm married, and I know this is forever. So my wife, don't ever think of any ideas. This is going to be forever. Yeah, I went through broken heart, and sometimes when I sit down and I think about it, the one that really pained me to the point where I was crawling on the floor and slapping the floor and all those things. I think it really hurt me most because I had envisaged a future with this woman. It's like I was my last hope. It's more or less like taking my school fees, 1 year school fees, and then staking bets with it, and then I lose the bet. So you can imagine, and then everything indicated that this is going to work out. And instead of thinking about myself and building myself, I wanted to be. I mean, not that I wanted to be. I was building her. Then she got into a pedestal and felt like, okay, now she's out of my league. And I know this isn't me alone. There are lots of people that have gone through similar situations or sometimes even worse situations where they have invested heavily in other women. And then it gets to a stage, the woman tells them, you are not my type, I'm out of your league. So let's call it a quit. And they do it in a twinkle of an eye. They don't even, I don't know whether they question themselves like, I mean, this is somebody who has paid my fees, who has seen my family, who has done this, who has rented the room for me and all these things. And with the hope that and the expectation that we are going to get married. So now that I am assuming that he's beneath me or below me, if I decide to call it a quit, what happens to the guy? I don't think they think about this issue at all because they do it just like that. One moment you call, they are talking to you, the next moment you call, they tell you. Sometimes if you're even like it, they will tell you body. Anyway, guy, me worry you. Meet me there too. Onyɛ me so ne me ho deɛ.
The class.
Onyɛ me class. Meanwhile, that class they are talking about, it be me take and go. But then also, me the class view. So then the question that I want to ask, because earlier in the conversation you talked about compromising, you talked about emotional investment and all that, and I think with emotional investment and compromisation comes financial.
Yeah.
So then, how? I mean, I don't know how to. How do you or how? I'm asking this question for the rest of us that the rest of people because I am out of the market, so I am not part. But I'm asking this for the rest of the people that are taking their girlfriends and their well, if you are not married, it's girlfriend. No matter what, how you classify it, it's girlfriend. Who are taking their girlfriends through addition, schooling, education, and all those things. That They don't know, but they are expecting that it will end up in a marriage form. How do you, as a man, protect yourself from this ever happening to you?
We've gone through my phone. There was this lady, I think way back 2013. We dated, yeah, Nyoma 1, 2, we moved. Oh, but yeah, baby. So, during the first diploma, I decided, say, why I say, or no, so ember school. So, in fact, na the grades no crowd unqualified. But na minim registrar no, na minim no. Till kasa ya na ya omu pushi ni shame. We paid fees, we paid whatever we were supposed to pay. I assisted her in any way, meeting me assisting as a boyfriend. Now it got to a time, over now, over an internship. Could you imagine, say, or introduce you, be mammy, say, ne bra, not knowing, not knowing, now on it, that same person, ne birthday biara na yɛnkɔ hɔ no nkɔtwa photo shoot. So what we do is ɔno de ne birthdays na yɛwɔtwa shoot no either Saturday or Sunday no matter day a ɛbɛfɔle. This next week a wobɛtwa no the current week na ɔde ato hɔ. Ɔkɔtwa so ɔkɔ fie the guy's studio no ɛwɔ ne fie. Nti wobɛhwɛ na ɔmo sɛ ɛy mete hɔ na ɔmo aba sɛ studio hɔ no. Ɛmi sɛ ɔmo twa picture na ɛnyɛ fɛ nti ɔmo kotwa wɔ dɛm nti yɛn kɔ nti ɛyɛ na ɔgá no nim sɛ mi nwura dɛm hɔ mi nwura ɔmo kɔn fie nankasa deɛ mi nwura mu oh let's go mi sɛ o mi twɛn wɔ ha na ɔmo akɔ sɛpɛ ɔmo ho and then this girl will come back to me na mi ne no na aba fie o ɔkɔyɛ nea ɔbɛyɛ awie no mi ne no na aba fie asɛm a mi kɛn it took me more than a month to get over it. Ẹ̀dá mi hu yẹn no was when her phone got spoiled. Ẹna ọdẹ brẹ mi sẹ mi nkọ yẹ ma no. Nti yẹ kọ yẹn na ọmọ yẹ screen ni wíyẹ yẹn no. The repairer was asking for the code and she wasn't around me. Nti ẹ sẹ ọma mi ni code na papa ne de yẹ. Nti wọn ọbọ number ne maa mi. Ọbọ maa mi the messages that came normal text messages and then you could preview it on the phone without even opening the message icon. I saw the guy discussing. The first message I saw was, "We really had a good time. Make sure your boyfriend doesn't find out." And not so immediately to open the message and then read what they were discussing. Phone no say. Then I got to know so many things. Sana or the idea where I am in more than 2 years.
Whoa.
And I dated her from 2012, 2013 to like 2016. I was still with her. 2016, 2017. I dated her almost 4, 5 years. 4 years, I'm sure. So or the idea me 2 good years. We had a shop. Attendant no member no. Hey. Oh, me obekane, hey, bakwame. And your sister, any ne bra no mo ba ha o. Nti omunum we. You say okay, matter. The guy comes here, no abepa keka, no afa no. Somebody mean him say ni mia. Nti adwin bia ni wo sa. And I was the same person supporting this girl. Who beside say since Odeti that guy, dear na guy no ayamana. After cemetery, no, barely when the man can't a single thing. Or they were Bemano. So, relationship, actually, you might be it has made us learn so many things, positive and then negative. It definitely, what relationship, you have an impact, which can choose to be a positive impact or a negative impact, whichever one when you're impacting. Me my room asua enema bebree and asema me kan more than to the extent that even her mom will go for this loan, quick loan or whatever, MTN, whatever. Okoje, and then she will call me. My mom's loan is due, and she doesn't have money. So can I go to the shop for some money? Blah blah blah. Oh, say I knew. I mean, you enter a relationship with clear intent. Say you want to marry the person. So whatever the problem will be for her, it is my problem also. Oh, Costo, I'm our register one. Then she will go for the money. No, they are sending the money. None money. We are sending for fraud. When this issue happened, the parents were aware that I was going out with their daughter. When the issue happened, I called them. No, mo say me sure mo was sorry one Sunday. So I planned of meeting both of them. And then when I got there, one brother attacked me. Omi sɛ ɔmo wɔ inside asɔre ne inside no ɔmo hu sɛ mɛɛba. Ɔatake me wɔ abɔnten gidigidi ma asɛm no bɛyɛ hee. To the extent that the mom went to the police station and then made a case. I was there at the premises and ɔmo bɛkyerɛ me. Ɔmo kyerɛ me Saturday. No, ɔmo kyerɛ me Sunday. Then I was granted bail on Monday.
Whoa.
The man was able to tell me, say, before you see, we can be lovers today, enemies tomorrow.
Wow.
That was what the mom said to me. Me went feed that, and based on that, I'm entering into a relationship. I mean, in Penfobeka, so far bad. That doesn't mean that we no so that. But imagine, say, one musu another ko. Nsuo brand bi a wɔnom no wɔnom na hu sɛ when ɛwɔ next time normal you will be extra careful.
Exactly.
Because you don't want to take in those what do you call it, worms. You don't want to get them in your stomach. Nti normal wobɛhwɛ ahwɛ ne yie. With my past experience when it comes to relationship, now I don't really, even though I'm in a relationship, I don't really give in my best. The lady taught me a lot. A lot.
So would you, if someone was saying that women are wicked, do you say yes or no?
Women are wicked, yeah. Because there's a saying, what men can do, women can do and do it better. So if I'm a man and I'm wicked, then a woman can be more wicked than I am.
Yeah.
And my mom dear mission to someone say
That's what they say though.
yes, so if I'm wicked, you should know. Say you're more wicked than I am.
Yeah.
I'll go for a yes straight away.
Yeah, I think we wouldn't disagree with you. We wouldn't fault you based on your experience because, like, we would hear people say that men are wicked, but I think women are more wicked, and they usually get away with it because they are the first to talk. They are the loudest mostly, and they are the ones that would they can easily spread the news before you even get to hear that something like this has happened. But then you have gone through your broken heart, I have gone through my broken heart. People are about to go through broken heart. That is something that we need to help people to prevent. But then I know that people are going through broken heart right now. And I want you to write in the comment section whether you are going through broken hearts, you have gone through broken hearts, or you don't know whether you are about to step into a broken heart as of now. Nobody falls in love with their enemy. Nobody falls in love with people that they don't like. We fall in love with people we know, we trust, and we like. And so, what would happen that all of a sudden you become my enemy? Like my boss said, we may be lovers today, we can be enemies tomorrow. Why must this ever happen? Why can't we be lovers for the rest of our life? Why can't we be lovers for throughout all the community and even become role model for other people? Because if the relationship I have with you is sustained long enough, you automatically become a role model for the rest of the people that are starting up. And heck, in our community, it happens. You hear your parents will come and tell you, "Jay, we can create a receipt. This small thing and you are crying. Look at your brother Kobe soon." So why can't we sustain our relationship? So on that, I want to ask this question: what is the one thing or one mistake that people often make when they begin their relationship journey? Or what is the one thing that you went through and you realized this contributed to the downfall of my relationship with person A or person B? And I see these people who have begun courtship or who have entered into a mutual understanding and they are making the same thing. And since you have gone through, you know it didn't end well, and you don't want them to go through and then it wouldn't end well for them.
Okay, so um, for me, I think it's trust.
Talk to me.
Trust, being truthful. Because apparently, before someone will even call you a cheat, it is a what can throw what I done, and I'm a BBSC. One man no crabby and dirty. You tried to hide things. Look here to them because because I had a lady, old school now. And what happened was, Oman Hokwan, Emma, is it a center supervisor or an invigilator? Enya no Hokwan. Minka Engun and Numase. She was bold to tell me or catch me, said, "This is what has happened." We had an issue we by me and we antanasi anka during that period. And yes, I did. She after everything, or no, after say, only invigilator and whatever, no. She knew say we're picking wrong move because I'm one. And then later, Obeka me say this is why I decided not to come to you again because na my ferry. Say asem A, asem B by na say come no tena ase na ye ka na obi ate ne ho ase na afei no ye betena ya tena ye ntena na obi abekọ no kwan ya yakọ. When peace prevails, you are free to move. Nti Senka, even though Okoye san one can't tell me, you can imagine. Listen, someone been at you. Why, yeah, they need to see me totally. But after Sarah got taking wrong move, she came to me and then she told me. And Mininanjai, based on Eminti.
Oh, okay.
Mininjai,
After that, you continue.
I continue on because I felt say there are more ladies out there doing so much more than that. Among country their partners. Because of Fele say now relationship has become say what I am getting was more a priority than whoever I'm with.
Yeah.
So woman in 20 CD, woman 100 CD every day, she's okay. Or chiti wo baby and you obey on the country, you don't have any idea. And it really harms because now say one day you get to realize say this is what she hid from you. Trust me, I will not abo. So if you are not trustworthy, don't think about entering into a serious relationship. Maybe you can call it hookup and the okoba or mount or the mount no that. But aside that, to what do you mean? So I'll go for trust.
Yeah, I totally agree with you because there is this hard truth that about relationship that people don't want to admit. And from the conversation that we are having, I want to ask for your opinion. Don't you think the women lately have made relationship a one-sided affair? Because if the relationship will go on emotionally, a woman is always expecting the man to come and then show love financially, emotionally, social, I mean, all angles. If it is the woman's birthday and you don't wish her happy birthday, you are you are accused of not showing love and care. If you don't post her, you are accused. If you don't buy anything for her, you are accused. If you don't pay for the salon cost, you are accused. If a woman is even coming to pay you a visit, where you, the same man, would give the woman money to go and you have to, I mean, let me put it straightforward. You would have to give the woman transportation. When the woman comes, you would have to give her money to buy foodstuffs and come and cook and eat. And you'll be the same person that when she's leaving, you have to give her another transportation from your place to her place. And more so often, the money you give to the woman as a transportation, if the transportation really or actually costs 1 cedi, you can't give 1 cedi because if you do that, you are prepared. You'd have to give more than 1 cedi, and the woman is expecting you to do all these things. And when it is your birthday, all you get, if you're lucky, is happy birthday on the status. And even on the status, 10,000 people would have been muted before your picture would be put on the status. Hasn't relationship become one-sided issue?
Okay, so I started by saying that relationship is a commitment between two people. But now, relationship is more of a hard labor. Let me put it that way. Looking at the kind of ladies or the kind of women we have in just generation, relationship is a hard labor. Man, if you are not ready, don't go in. Because just as you said, she's coming to you. At times, maybe she's even coming for her own gift.
Yeah, yeah.
She would ask you for transportation. Hey, now mom is be a meanwhile, no, Ubokomo Owoska. It means like she's not ready to spend. Or no, currently, or Heme, Mamenka, currently, Nipa Menino Wohokra. Me say, she earns a little over 4,000. So, that, or Omutiana no afio. Hello, baby. I buy it to you. Oh, I know, I say no. Matɔ adeɛ bi de ama obi ɔba agye n'atua kama mi wae wɔtɔ w'adeɛ no mímí nti ntua abira yɛtua wɔ ka wosan firi hɔ aba abɛgye a I have to give you transportation ɛnyɛ sɛ mímí nfrɛ moto ma ne mbɛfa wo nti sɛ wofrɛ no yɛ bɛfa no deɛ a moto kɔfa no o uber kɔfa no o wo na wa you have to pay for it nti sɛ si a relationship a yɛwɔ mu this time no it is one sided. Majority of the men yɛbrɛ kɔkɛn obegya hɔ nti ɛhyehyɛ yɛn ho mmaa no ama relationship unlike before yɛsɛ ɔmo me papa mo kyerɛ a ɔbaa ne bɛrima no nyɛ kɔ tìmi kɔ afuom ɛkɔ ɔdɔ aa na ɔmo apɛ ɔmo amu sika a ɔmo de bɛbɔ ɔmo bra nso nnɛ ɔbaa no nyɛ a ɔno nko ano dea. Wokɔ kan yɛsi bɛrima sika ɛyɛ dɛ sika so yɛ wɔ bɛrima deɛ wɔ mu ɛna yɛ wɔ mmaa yɛni but they have made it so and then tilted all the attention and whatever no for money no across the other side near Bema adeɛ sɛ wobɛbrɛ nti ne ɛbrɛ na fama me ndi. That is what they are doing now. Ɔwɔ sɛ den ɔpɛ wo deɛ no ɔsi bɛma sika ketewa bi koraa na ɛso. Now how can you tell me mathematics 2,000 ɛne 50 cedi ɛyɛ pɛ ɛnyɛ pɛ. So hɛ ɔbaa bɛtumi awɔ ɛke saa mass wei akyerɛ wɔ ama wagye adi sɛ yes bɛma deɛ no so kyɛn ɔno no deɛ 2,000 ɛda hɔ no nti nua bɛma saa na ade no akɔyɛ responsibility biara ɔmo gye agu yɛ mmarima no so ɛna ɔmo deɛ menim ne ade korɔ pɔtee ɔmo deɛ chop money a woyi to wɔ food stipend woyi to wɔ sɛ 100 Ghana 200 300 ɔno ɔde kan yɛ savings wɔ mu ansa na ɔde ne aga akɔdi dwa abɛyɛ aduane no ɛda a ɔbɛkye no no sɛ meboaboa no sɛ ɛda a wɔanya bi ama me no na meso mayi what happens to our personal scan na ɛda hɔ no mmea me sika na wo nsia bi ama me ɛna ɔsan de abɛhwɛ me wowie ɔsan de akama asɛm sɛ me mayi mbotom sika yɛ aduane wo ɔbaa na wayi mbotom sika yɛ meanwhile ɛyɛ me deɛ kakra na waboa ama ɔsan de aba nti I don't know, but here I started free yet. But you see, I say, when you have a relationship, you become overburdened. Or bad problem, PIS so.
The ladies, I want to ask this question. Do you agree to what we are saying, that relationship is one-sided and that the burden has been pushed onto the men? Because I know in the comment section, some people would disagree with what we are saying. But to those of you that really have the mentality that Bema Sika de Wudia Ede, and I say there is nothing sweet than spending money that you didn't work for, which is what I often hear in my own ears. How do you feel? Because despite everything, the man has to take care of his mom, his dad, his siblings, and a couple of friends. You'd be so much surprised that some men have dependents that are not even blood related. I just want to ask, don't you think you are being selfish when you take men through this situation? Because there are people that depend on us. And so while you think that because it gets even funny, if it is marriage that we can manage it, or we can lie to ourselves that okay, we have taken you from your father's house, now your father is no longer the provider, so we have taken that responsibility. But then when it comes to relationship, when it comes to dating, it becomes a bit difficult for me to accept this, that you don't know what you are doing. I think you do this intentionally with the selfish mentality, because there are people that depend on us. Our parents depend on us, our siblings depend on us, our friends depend on us, and sometimes even the workplace where we work. I mean, it was just a couple of days ago that we went to this funeral, and when we were going in, we had to contribute something. And so if I earn and I have to give you all that I've earned, and when it's time to do this contribution, where do I get the money to make this contribution? And these are things that we will never come and tell you or come and ask you. Because a man is a man. I can ask my brother, I can ask my male friend easily. But to ask a woman is very difficult. Because even if the woman gives you genuinely, she might spit it out in a conversation against you, in a heated argument against you, or she might tell a friend or a family member. And once the family member realizes that you took a woman's money, that is the end of you. You become a laughing stock, because that's how they are going to degrade you. So I'm beginning to think and to sense that you people do it intentionally with a selfish mentality. And I want to ask, can you stop this? Can you be a little intimate, emotionally intelligent to stop this? Where you ask the man to do everything, especially when it comes to finance. So, my boss, in ending this conversation, because I think this is a conversation that we cannot assume it in one day, even in one month, because day in and day out, as we are advising people, there is this adage in fancy where we say, "Obo ano no, yeah, born ano so na efi ni to quote unquote."
Exactly.
You know, that is the funny part of it. As you are advising somebody to change, to become a better person, someone is doing exactly opposite what your advice is about. And so I want us to talk about these 2 points and then we bring the conversation to an end. That what are some of the rules or should we have to set boundaries as men? And I'm saying this in relation to some men who put boundaries, like who put financial boundaries on in their relationship. And when they do, women often tend to call them chisel, quote unquote chisel. We usually use that word. A man will know, okay, for instance, you've gone through ups and downs in your relationship, your past relationship. And so based on that, you could say, okay, because I have spent enough money and it didn't end well for me in previous relationship. For this one that I'm in, I want to see if it is going to end positively, if it is going to end in marriage. So because of that, I'm not going to spend as much as I used to spend in previous relationship. And because women or the woman that you have met that point in time doesn't understand you, and of course you can't tell her because if you do, it will be a whole new story. But because they don't understand you and they don't trust you, they don't have the patience to wait for you to go through that stage. They put this label on you, chisel. But I've seen people do chisel, and then it also helped them realize that this one was a gold digger. Do we have to set boundaries in relationship, especially when it comes to the finance side of it?
Of course. You need to do so because think about this. You are working, she's working, and then she sets her money aside and then comes and then have full access of yours. I need wig, I need bags, I need whatever. To the extent that even some men do buy sanitary pads.
Oh,
Whilst the lady is working, there was a lady I met, and then what she was able to tell me, I am not in for your money, oh. But she asked me for just what was it, 500 cities, and I refused. No, no, no. That's it. Someone who claimed that she's not in for my money, you requested something, and then not that I didn't want to give. I wanted because she has told me she's not in for my money. So I will show you real love, and then show me back. You work, you see, can hold the fine. And not that she's building or doing something. Apparently, nothing. So I think certain boundaries, Western countries, Omochemo, and every man in Africa, it is only in Africa, let me say Ghana, and Yaye Amanakao, Sunyatra. We've overstudied what the Western people are doing, and now our culture and everything has been abandoned. If assuming I'm in the States, United States, I have a wife, it's been shared. I'll take care of their school, clothing, rent, and so on. You take care of their feeding,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then whatever amount that comes, if I'm earning $1,000 per month after whatever deductions, and you are also earning 500, I can't boom, we have 1,500. Yɛte yɛ rent free, utility bills, garbage, whatever, feeding. Nea ɛbɛka no ɛna yɛde bɛyɛ agyapadeɛ a ɛyɛ me ne ɔbaa ne dea. Nso yɛ ha no deɛ daabi o. Wo deɛ naa, so I think it is necessary for guys or men to set boundaries when it comes to their finances. Mbien towards ɔbaa deɛ, I'm not in for your money, but at the end of the day, it becomes the root. And who you are, or you more. To me, there may about me or mother. O the chain, you make the chain or your cambum. You hear maybe within 3 months, as I say, Besamitowi, a baby. Oh, also the and yet this month, Sky Ebeniano, young financial audience. Next month, near Bebano, made a remedy. Near Queen, and yes, a one sided. A da, a better okay, the day that you refuse to give her, is it that she calls you, say, oh, who date you before? And now you are flirting with someone into a Jew sitter. It's not person of the man. Because why you can't have man or can't have man, and no one keeping it here. A man be like say or the shadow mammy and papa. Now you have woman only mammy and papa.
You really
You have.
You have.
There are times you have to hide and send a one man mister. Because of Bana or anything, who said, what do you know? Who's what come out the crana? It becomes a problem. But on one no, or the commander mammy, problem is it. Try saying, and then she's going to have a big issue with you. If there are boundaries, I don't think say you set it down. I was very happy. Say meet Nancy Matisse. Say mene maware yaye japade na say me free ma na say oba na di loto obaje.
Yeah.
Matisse samra no o masesem. Eye me de papa because most of the women, I didn't say all, nti unka ho a ya say unka ho, but most they enter into relationship just because of what they get, what they think they might get, the benefits. And then my say the be any hobby, you pay abendada. Why the woman again ya who bad baby? Until maybe to me, I think it would be fair if there are boundaries. Obia be hu say na ye ko. Say na say the rules must apply. Say one city, I can't boom. I 2 city. Whatever we have to do, we do it. Yemi enu na ye. And no sa no ya obi anim. Men kwotete enko mami sika. But ukoye ni say waja wo no, wo de na koye wa family expenses and whatever. Na ube je me de kakra na me set it up for me. Me yere ene me man wo nko a wo be je aso ade a emfa. I don't think say I would allow that.
Yes. I told you he's going to be spitting fire, and he's really, really spitting fire because he's touching across board. I mean, across board. Unless what or don't think in your can I share with before. That's what we often go through. I mean, when you are so much actually when you are fresh and you are so deep in love with emotion and everything, when people are actually advising you in ways to keep you from ending up in broken hearts, you often think the person is worrying you. And I think he has touched on every angle possible prior to marriage. That if you listen, it will help you skip the broken heart stage and hopefully enter into the marriage stage. But then there is this question that I want to ask him as we bring the discussion to an end. And that is the fact that I realize men will go through 1,000 broken heart stages, but yet still, they would never want to stay single. I mean, I did it, and from his conversation, he has said it. He has gone through it. Now he's in a relationship. And I want to find out what is that thing. Why is it that we go through worst of worst and we never give up? We never give up. We bounce back and we want to go into the next relationship. And when we go into the next relationship, we often assume this one they are genuine. This one is the one that we have been praying for. Actually, when we meet the lady and then we propose and the lady accepts, it's like we can spend 10 hours on the phone and we assume this one is going to be the last one until that car also crashes. Then we go through the broken heart stage again. We cry, we slap the floor like I did, and then we go into another one. Do you think being single is underrated, or being like when you compare being single and being in a relationship, which one is best? And why do we keep stepping into new relationships after the previous one um, goes by?
Okay. And what I'll start by saying, say, a Christopher,
If you're a Christian, please pay attention to this one.
I think say Nyankopɔn na ka bibi sɛ nka ɛbɛyɛ a nka yɛnyɛ te sɛ ɔno a sɛ ɔbaa yɛ wanware.
Yeah. I think
Yes.
Paul retreated that.
Okay. Nti ɛbɛyɛ a yɛnyɛ te sɛ ɔno a. Nanso wohwɛ na wontumi a na waware baako. That is what is keeping us going because apparently me a mete here yi, I can't. Ɛtɔ da koraa na meda mpa so kɔ menya nka nnan gu ɔbaa soft wobɛnya
This one is coded message.
ɔbaa ne honam potopotopotopotopoto ɛsɛ na wɔyɛ firi sɛ woda mpa so koraa nti memehwɛ a mentumi no the fact say I've gone through series of broken heart doesn't mean say I should end there. Definitely if I leave A mekɔ do Z I'll start from 1 2 3 and also it never ends until say I get a perfect person or my best match I'll still be going. Ọmọ hɔ a ɔmo hyɛ ɔmo betimi no ɔmo wɔ hɔ there are people a ɔmo hyɛ ɔmo nware da ɔmo nfa abaa da a ɔmo wɔ hɔ mpɛ sɛ mɛbɔ ɔmo din but they know themselves. We have certain class of people a ɔmo hyɛ ɔmo nyɛ saa ɛno yɛ ɔno ne gyidie ɔno na afa ato ne ho so ɛno so nyɛ bɔne ɔno ana pɛ it's between ɔno ɛne ne nyame sɛ ɔdi so saa pɛpɛɛpɛ anaasɛ nipa ani so ɛna ɔso ɔyɛ ne saa but for me I can't until if I break up I sit down to analyse what led to the breakup deɛ ne deɛ na esiyɛ nti ended that relationship after knowing what next should you do find amends kwan bɛ na abɛfa so a next time in your next relationship you won't repeat it. Because I can say maybe me try 1 plus 1 meaning say me control 11 because over 1 come say 11. You are marking me down as wrong. Teacher ba wa kire me say enye sa na ye pa kire o. O de ba ko to wa na san fa ba ko na san de kan o you say ye come you no abom say in addition what will be the number? 2. So I've learned that now 1 plus 1 is 2. When I go to the next class, I'm not going to repeat what I did in my previous class. So it's quite difficult. So will be for the first time in a relationship. Now what ma building nipa na ko ware no esi but endorse. So you go today, definitely one way or the other issues will come. Broken heart ebeba me papa ta aka bema kwa de wan fa enu man tese onye bema nti e wo ho a e se ba ku bi de e fam me jiri se ahwefo so majority of you have gone through it and you've learned your lessons, hoping say you won't repeat them in your next relationship. So say nsuo ɛfa wo ba a ɛno nkyerɛ sɛ wonwo biem.
Yeah, when the water takes away your child, it doesn't mean you'll not drink water again. That's a literal translation. And yes, it's not that you won't go through. This generation, this dispensation, I don't think, like you said, maybe on the side of 1% that you meet the woman and then you meet as a virgin, you meet a woman and then that becomes your wife. That's the dream that I had growing up. I thought that the first woman that I ever date would be the person that I'll marry. And look at me, a grown up, a whole me, I was slapping floor and walking like a dog. And that was the power of broken hearts. And my boss has given you guidelines to ensure that you don't end up as we went through. I hope you've learned many, many, many lessons from this conversation. This is Tables with Fee, and it's been a pleasure having my boss on the table. Like I said, don't ever assume that the person you meet the day from day one will be the person you will marry. But it doesn't mean you should give up on love. When he began his conversation, he did separate dating, courtship from love. And so if you have this clarity and you commit, you stay truthful, as he said, I think you're going to have a beautiful relationship with whoever you are staying with or whoever you meet. Until same time, another time, it's been a pleasure serving you with this.